Now let's go to console and create our first ever durable Lambda function. So search for Lambda and go to functions, create function. Let's call it demo durable. Runtime is Node.js 24. And in custom settings, we have this new option called durable execution. And if I turn it on, here I see durable configurations and I have two options, execution timeout and retention period. So execution timeout is the duration for which my workflow can run, and it is maximum 366 days, means 1 year. And retention period is for which the history or execution history will be kept. So it's maximum 90 days. Let's save it and create the function. Now function is created, and here we see one new tab that is not present in normal Lambda function, and it's durable executions. So if I select durable execution tab, we see two sections. One is durable configuration, which we just configured, and another is durable executions. And this is the section where we will see executions when we run the workflow. Now, one important thing here is that in durable execution, we see that execution timeout limit is 15 minutes. But if I go to configuration tab, here I see one more timeout option, which is 1 minute. So difference between these two is that this execution timeout in durable configuration is the timeout limit of whole workflow or whole durable execution life cycle, which can span across multiple Lambda invocations. But this is the timeout duration of individual Lambda invocation. So my whole workflow can run till whole 1 year, but one invocation can't go beyond 15 minutes. So here, if I try to use 16 minutes, it will give me that maximum duration of single invocation can be 15 minutes. Now, coming back to code, let's see what is there and understand it. So here we have this handler function, and from durable execution SDK, we are importing with durable execution, and then we are wrapping our handler function with this with durable execution. And what it does is that it provides us this context, which in turn provides us access to durable operations and functionalities. So if I see the code here, we can see that this context gives us access to context.step, context.wait, and similarly context.map and parallel, which we will see. So here inside the handler, first thing we have is that context.step, and step is a durable operation that when it runs, it creates checkpoint and saves the result in checkpoint. So if there is new replay, then same result will be used from checkpoint instead of running the step again. So here, suppose step 1 runs, and then here we have wait operation, and then after wait operation, when function come back again or starts again, execution starts again, then this step will not be executed. Then we have context.wait, and what it does is that it basically suspends our durable function for this many seconds. And in normal programming languages, we have something like sleep, and what it does is CPU, even if we use that, we still pay for the CPU time. But here, when we use context.wait, we do not pay for this duration. And then we have this context aware logger. So suppose right now it's here, waited for 1 second. If I put it here, and if I say we'll wait for 1 second, so what will happen is that on first replay, this log will we will see this log in the CloudWatch, but in second replay we will not see this, because this logger is aware that this log is already done. And then we have another durable step, which is returning some value, and that is being returned from Lambda function. Now let's see this same thing. Let's try to understand same thing with the help of a flowchart. So here is our durable function, and let's try to visualize how things are working. So this is the code, and this is our durable function. When we trigger our Lambda function, what happens is that a new Lambda function is invoked or started, and the step 1 is started. And when step 1 starts, basically this part, it starts and it sends a start marker to the checkpoint, and when it is done, it sends finish, and whatever the result and type of this durable operation is used, that is stored in the checkpoint. After that, we have this wait operation, and when wait operation happens, then execution stops, so Lambda will suspend, and here it's for 1 second. Here I have added 1 minute, but let's suppose it's 60 seconds. So it will remain suspended for 60 seconds without any charges. And then after 60 seconds, Lambda durable backend will start the new invocation, and new invocation will replay everything from start, basically from this line, from to implement line, and then step 1 will be not executed again because it is already executed and data is already present in the checkpoint. Wait is also done already, so it will also be skipped, and this line will be executed because it's this logger is not yet executed, and then step 2 will be executed, and same start and finish result will be stored in the checkpoint, and then function will return the value. So let's go back to console, and let's deploy the changes that I made. Let's test. So for test, I will go to test tab, and let's create a test event. I don't want any JSON data as input for now. Save and run the test. So now test is running, and if I go to durable execution section or tab, I see this invocation or this execution. Let's go inside the execution, and here we have the durable operations that happened as part of that Lambda code. So first step 1 happened, then there was suspension for 1 second, and then step 2 happened. And these are the events that happened, like step started, step succeeded, and then similarly wait started, and step 2 also succeeded, and then execution succeeded. Now let's go to CloudWatch logs for more details. So go to monitor tab and CloudWatch logs, and CloudWatch logs are not like properly arranged for the durable Lambda function, but still we can see and understand. So let's expand sections one by one. So initially Lambda started, and this is the first invocation. If we see, this is the ID which ends with 34, and then we reached at step 1, hello from step 1, and then it said wait, we'll wait for 1 second, and still see that it's still the same invocation, and then Lambda suspended, and this is the duration for which it charged, and then it's basically suspended for 1 second. After 1 second, again it will come back, but this time new Lambda, it's basically new invocation, and this is the request ID for that invocation. And in that new invocation, we have not added any log. It just returned the results from step 2. So we can see that we'll wait for 1 second came only once, and then wait for 1 second came only once, and it not came in the second invocation. Neither this step got executed in the second invocation. Now, one more thing we can do. Let's add some console.log, and let's call it invocation started. Let's deploy it. So now what I wanted to show here is that if we add some normal code here, which is not durable, which is not part of this context.step or context.logger, it will execute every time on every invocation, because it is not aware what is checkpointed and what is not. So if I go to CloudWatch logs again, let's wait for some time. Yeah. So here we can see Lambda first invocation is started, and invocation started log came here, then hello from step 1, then we'll wait for 1 second, and then Lambda suspended. Now when Lambda came back again with new invocation ID, here we can see again there is log invocation started. So if we put some code here which is not part of durable operations, then it will execute again. Similarly, suppose if I put here const anything, let's 3 plus 4 or any operation I put, then this operation will be executed on each invocation. So that's something we should be aware of. Another important thing is regarding the roles, the default roles that are attached to this Lambda function. So here we saw that each durable step makes call to checkpoint API to store the result data or state data. So to make call to this checkpoint API, some permissions are needed, and that are added by default when we create function using console. So we can see them. If I go to configuration and permissions, I can go to this role, and generally in default execution role for Lambda function, we see CloudWatch related permissions, but here for durable function, we have some extra permission. So this is the default basic execution role, which contains CloudWatch get and put. This is the new one, which is AWS Lambda execution role, and it contains permission for checkpoint durable execution and get checkpoint durable state. So basically to store the checkpoint and to get data from checkpoint.